Hey everyone, this is Rose, and I welcome you to my random channel. This review is going to involve a product that I'm not surprised I'm trying. Up until I was about 22 years old, I was very anti-marijuana. I had a family member that was a drug addict at the time, or I've had a couple family members actually. And I know the first illegal substance that they tried was marijuana, and after that they dived and delved in other more extreme things. I'm not trying to say that marijuana was the gateway, because I really don't think so. But because of me having a history of that, I had a very negative attitude about it. I was very anti it. Until I started dating someone who was a pothead. And I was basically with him for like at least 6 or 7 months before I tried it for the first time. And I tried it on my own without him, which shocked him. Only because he kind of schooled me on like the benefits of marijuana and how it should be legalized and things like that. Now keep in mind, this is like 15 years ago. So I know it's legal in some areas now and for medicinal purposes, and they're fully legalized like I think in Canada last month or something like that. But anyway, since trying it, and I did not use it for recreational purposes. If you've watched my last Insomniac review, which if you don't know my insomnia history, you should, because I talk about it a lot in that introduction to that video, which I could put up in the cards. I don't know if it's this side or this side, I don't know. But I basically talk about how, one, I am a migraine sufferer, and two, I am a true blue insomniac. Friends and family often refer to me as a night owl and a vampire, only because I just can't sleep at night, and it's been this way since I was a child. And so when I first tried marijuana, I smoked it at night, mainly to put myself to sleep. And I probably did that for about 6 months. Ended up breaking up with that boyfriend, and that's just basically been my marijuana history. And so, when this new craze started, well, I shouldn't say craze, when it started entering the news, of course, about CBD and all that stuff, I became highly interested, because in the state that I live in, which I don't know if I want to get into this, I became highly interested because it's basically, to me, I feel like marijuana is very therapeutic, but of course there are extra side effects, like the whole being stoned and high, side effect. But when I think back to my younger days, when I experimented with it, it did relieve my migraines, it did relieve my headaches, and it did cure my insomnia. And so once I found out CBD does the same thing, except it doesn't contain any THC, the ingredient that is illegal in most areas that will come up on a drug test that gives you the high stoned feeling, I became highly interested. And so for the last few months, I've been investigating different remedies. There's sleep sprays that you could spray on your pillow. There's like, not breath sprays, but sprays you can spray into your mouth. There's the oil that you can vape or actually put directly underneath your tongue. And then there are edibles. Me being the food obsessed person that I am, and also for me knowing and have heard from other people that, of course, the oil basically tastes terrible, I became highly interested in the edibles. And if any of you guys have done any research on edibles, which is, of course, to be expected, they're not exactly cheap. Of course, CBD in general is not exactly cheap at all. And so, randomly, if I can find this, how I got this product so discounted on Groupon, I will link it down below. But I basically had this random Groupon deal. I swear, I feel like my phone is listening to my conversations. It just came up on Groupon where I could get this 2,500 milligram jar of CBD gummies. Instead of $60, which is the regular price plus shipping, I would get it for $35, with shipping and tax and everything. And so I took advantage of this. This is the Goldline CBD Gummy Bears. No THC. Each gummy bear has 25 milligrams of CBD oil coated on the outside. I actually got this through Groupon, which is actually sold through a third party called Vape Gods, which I can go ahead and show you just the packaging that it came in. It was sealed within another envelope inside of this package. I took it as a sign that it was time for me to take advantage and give this stuff a try and see if it works just as well as the other stuff did in my early college days. So, the rest of this video is going to be, of course, vlog style, where I show you myself eating them and sharing with you the results of the evening. But before I get into that, I'm just going to show you like close-ups of the jar so you can see that. Of course, it has nutritional facts. And then there are the gummies right there. And then here are the gummies right here. So I'm going to now go into the next footage of me basically showing you my results with these. And keep in mind, I'm a hardcore insomniac. If I don't take sleeping pills, I've been awake for 36 hours straight before. I normally sleep only 2 to 3 hours at a time, and this has been plaguing me probably for about 30 years. So we will see how this goes. It basically contains close to 100 gummies in here. First thing I will say, if nicely made up Rose didn't already share in her introduction, when I pulled this out of my mailbox reeked. I shouldn't say reeked because it wasn't a bad smell. It just smelled like gummy bears. And I could smell them through the jar. I kind of already know this is not going to probably taste all that great because I've heard the oil is not very pleasant tasting. But yes, I did some research. Researchers out there recommend 25 milligrams for every 75 pounds you weigh. So like a 150-pound person would eat 2 of these to get 50 milligrams total. I don't weigh 150 pounds, but because of my high tolerance, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the plunge and not like do 1.5 gummies, actually eat 2. And see what happens. I can't help but notice that my seal is not completely sealed. It's actually kind of broken. I guess these kind of melted a little bit in the heat of my mailbox, maybe on its way, because the paper's coming off. But these do feel not moist. They don't feel sticky or anything, but they actually taste fairly normal. Which just kind of made me questioning, is there actually any... Oh wait, no. I taste a little aftertaste. Taste a slight aftertaste, but overall, I mean, they still taste fairly pleasant. You guys, it has only been 11 minutes and I feel the effects. My lips feel tingly. I can go ahead and say that my eyelids feel heavy and I feel really relaxed right now. You guys, the last thing I recall, it was midnight and I looked at the time, and so that's roughly like 26 minutes after I took those 2 gummies. I passed out shortly after that. And did not wake up until shortly before my alarm went off at 6:45. And it was a solid sleep, not a lot of tossing and turning. And then I woke up this morning and was about to hit the snooze, but I was able to sit up and not go back to sleep. This is amazing, but I'm gonna document my trials for the next couple of days to see if it's consistent tonight and tomorrow night. But yes. Alright, you guys, so we're gonna find out tonight whether or not it's like a placebo effect, even though I'm pretty sure last night it wasn't, because I've never fallen asleep that early without taking like sleeping pills per se, and then sleep solidly where I don't toss and turn all night. Like, and actually, I did pass out in my living room Yes, it was in my living room. And my TV and my lights and stuff were still on, and I managed to sleep through all that, so. I don't know. But I think I'm gonna try it at the same time tonight, 11:30. And I'm gonna, let's just do 2 gummies again to see what happens. Today, I feel like I did oddly feel like calmer at work. When I first got there, I feel like a couple of my coworkers noticed. But here we go. We're gonna see if my mouth and face starts tingling in 11 minutes. And if I'm out within 30. It is 12:17 and I do feel relaxed. I would say my lips are not tingling like they were yesterday, but I do have like that warm, fuzzy, like blanket feeling around me right now. I still got a couple of things that I gotta do before settling in finally, but I do plan on doing that within the next 5 or so minutes. And so I will check back in the morning to let you know how tonight goes. So, last night was not the same. After 30 minutes, I wanted to sign back on, but I just really want to get to bed. I started to actually walk a little bit funny. I couldn't really collect my thoughts straight, so I laid down. I didn't actually close my eyes and fall asleep until about, I feel like it was much later this time. Either it took an hour or about an hour and a half. Now, once I fell asleep, it was a solid sleep where I didn't really even move or toss and turn at all. And then I woke up not feeling very groggy this morning, but still, it definitely took longer. And now I will admit, unfortunately, I did have something playing, which I did the same thing the night before, and I slept through it. This time I didn't. So tonight, I'm gonna give this one more try, or I'm gonna document one more try. And I'm gonna take 2, and then, of course, do this the right way of putting myself in a dark environment, and we will see what happens. Alright, you guys, I will admit it's 10:53, don't know if that's backwards. I've already taken 1 because I started to get a headache, and it being so late, I didn't want to take my my headache medicine because it has caffeine in it, and then my migraine medicine would have, it wasn't a migraine, so I didn't want to take it. So I already feel pretty relaxed, but I am about to go ahead and eat 2 more. Take a spike in my hair. When it's curled, I usually put it in pigtails when I sleep, so that it doesn't get all crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 and see what happens. And tonight, I'm actually gonna put myself in a dark environment with no TV, no distractions, and see whether or not I have a successful evening like night 1. Oh, and to add something else, while I was at work earlier, I felt myself getting anxious, and a slight headache, I think, started. So actually, I did eat 1 while I was at work. I think I had a mishap happen where I obviously didn't pay attention to something and I made a mistake. But besides that, I was completely functional and completely at ease and chilled out. So, why am I putting this in? This has nothing to do with the Insomniac review. Anyway, I'm gonna eat 2 now, and we will see what happens tonight. It probably took me about as long as it did the night before to fall asleep. About an hour, 15 minutes, but I would say yet again, it was a very solid sleep where I didn't wake up at all. I feel like I woke up in the same position that I fell asleep in. And then I woke up and was able to get right on my feet and didn't have to hit snooze or anything like that. So I'm almost tempted like to eat 3 at one time tonight. and see what happens. It'll be 75 milligrams of CBD, so I don't know. I've just heard all my life how my tolerance for things is so much higher, and it pertains to a lot, to like pain, to alcohol, to all sorts of things, so I think I might do it.
You are quickly unraveled on your end or something. Something happened within a few weeks' time in the past. Because remember, this is past energy that literally just...
Okay, so, so crazy my hair looks. So last night I ate the 3, and it probably took me about the same amount of time to fall asleep, an hour and 15 minutes. And I ended up waking up twice actually, but both times I think were within an hour of my alarm going off. I purposely didn't look at the time because I didn't want the whole endless spiral to start like, oh my god, I got 66 minutes till my alarm goes off. But just judging by what the sky looked like outside, I feel like I woke up within an hour of my alarm going off, so.
Terrible.
She's been looking forward to this. Hope trained in martial arts at the individual side.
So alright you guys, last night was a success. I literally just woke up. After about 25 minutes, I actually did feel really relaxed, like that warm fuzzy blanket feeling, and my eyes were like, my eyelids were getting heavy. And then I finally fell asleep like at the 55-minute mark. I slept for 4 hours. I did briefly wake up, and I looked at the time, and then I went back to sleep and did not wake up again for another 5. So last night was a success. I'm gonna end this like vlog trial series, whatever you want to call it, with me doing 4 gummies again tonight to see if I have the same results. So you will see me later on tonight.
But yeah, you know the single rider section in Disneyland or Disney World or what have you. You know, the problem with that is you don't have to wait in line for 2 hours to go.
Alright, so I literally just woke up. All I can say is about I can't even talk. All I can say last night was a success. I think I actually was asleep shortly after 30 minutes, and I only woke up once last night, but I was able to fall back asleep. And, oh, there's my alarm right now. Able to get up, not because of myself not being off like the last day that I did this. I only slept for maybe 5.5 to 6 hours, but yeah, I have to say 4 gummies, 100 milligrams, at least of this product, seems to be my dosage. And going forward, I don't think it's gonna be something that I'm gonna have to continue doing, because if it takes me 4 gummies to have this successful of an evening, I mean, that's like a huge investment. But I think the next product I'm gonna try may possibly be the oil, because for some reason I'm thinking it wouldn't take as much. But anyway, this is Current Rose signing off. We're gonna go back to Past Rose to close out this video. Alright, well I hope you found my results of me taking these CBD gummies pretty helpful. Again, if I could find the specific Groupon link of this product, I'll link it down below. But if I can't, I will just go ahead and link the link through the company itself, Goldline, down below, in case you're interested in giving these a try. So, of course, they sell these in smaller sizes if you don't want to like fully commit like I did. But yeah, if you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to leave them down below. And again, this is it. Again, this is Rose, and thank you so much for watching this crap. If you found this video at all helpful or entertaining, then please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and become part of my random family. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications. I don't know what that was in my throat. And until next time, I hope you all have a great day, and you will see me again hopefully very soon.